I don't know what you think you saw, but you're obviously very mistaken.
Poor Dennis thinks he's had your undivided attention all this time, while you were scheming to get Brian away from me.
That's not true, and you know it.
Then why were you alone with Brian in Ted's apartment?
We were talking about you, if you must know.
Me? You have the nerve to use me as a pretext for your clandestine rendezvous.
You've been maneuvering to get Cecile and Dennis together for weeks. That was the only pretext I was seeing Brian on.
Of course, I've encouraged Dennis and Cecile. He needs someone his own age, not someone...
Excuse me, I hear the door. I'm going to answer it. I have a lot of work to do. I don't have time to go on about Cecile and Dennis.
You think I've been pushing them together, but they don't really need to be pushed.
You admit that you encouraged Cecile to believe that Dennis is interested in her.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I thought as much, but she doesn't know how you operate.
Dennis has eyes. He can see that Cecile is young and beautiful. Why should he continue to throw his life away on someone who's old enough to be his mother?
I think you've said enough, Iris.
No. I've just started. And I won't stop until I've made sure you lose both Brian and Dennis.
Well, hectic as usual.
You look a little weary.
No, nothing that the country air won't help.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry I'm late.
No, that's all right. Look, Rachel, are you sure it's okay for today? Because if you're busy, we can do this tomorrow.
No, it's all right. It was just that Mac was at the house visiting with Amanda, and I wanted to stay close by.
You didn't join them?
Well, briefly to discuss further visitation arrangements with Mac.
Well, I gather you two still aren't getting along. I also gather you don't want to talk about it, so let's go right to business. Sit down, Rachel.
Thank you. You tell me that one of my sculptures has been vandalized?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Sally Frame came into the gallery the other afternoon, and she took one of your sculptures from your new exhibit.
Sally?
Yeah.
Did you see her take it?
No, I didn't, and neither did Dennis. We were both out, but Douglas was there, and when he tried to stop her, she dropped it, and it broke.
Which piece? Oh, no.
Yes.
Well, I loved this piece.
I know, Rachel. I did, too. It was one of my favorites.
Well, why would she do something like this?
I guess she's going through a really troubled time.
Well, that's obvious.
She's just going through a terrible phase right now.
Well, what?
Well, it's hard to believe, but Dennis and Jamie told me that they saw her on the street the other day panhandling.
Panhandling?
Yeah.
Alice won't give her any money?
No, she was soliciting for some group.
Alice must be having a fit.
I know, I think she is.
Elena, you didn't have any charges filed against her, did you?
Well, unfortunately, Douglas had her arrested.
Arrested?
He didn't know who she was, but when I came back, I straightened it out, and she was released, and I dropped the charges. Rachel, let me ask you a question. Is there any possibility that that could be recast?
No, it wasn't a permanent mold.
Oh, dear. It was so awful. Well, maybe you'll do another one sometime.
Oh, I don't know, Elena. I haven't been very productive. I just can't concentrate on anything.
I understand.
Why would you take it out on a piece of sculpture?
Excuse me.
Oh, yes?
I'm looking for the gallery owner.
Oh, that's me. I'm Elena de Poulignac.
How do you do? I'm Frank Lansing.
Look, Elena, I'll let you go so you can take care of Mr.
Oh, it'll just take a minute. I have a question I hope you'll be able to answer.
I hope so. What is it?
Would you mind just looking at this?
Sure. It's very beautiful. Where did you get it?
In Thailand. I was a news correspondent in Thailand and Cambodia for Reuters, and I bought this carving from a native.
Very fascinating.
I was wondering if it might be worth anything.
Gee, I don't know. I don't know anything about that kind of art. But I tell you what, the college has a really good art department.
All right, thank you for the suggestion. I'll go out there tomorrow.
Listen, I'm interested to know what they say, so if you're in the neighborhood.
Oh, sure, I expect to come back. As a matter of fact, I'm very impressed by some of the sculptures you have on display.
Well, good. Rachel did most of them.
Are you Rachel Davis?
Yes, I am.
May I say how much I like your work?
Oh, you certainly may. Thank you.
I'm curious about one piece in particular. Do Do you mind taking a moment to tell me about it?
No, not at all. I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Come
After
on.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I kept you waiting.
It's all right. Listen, I hope you didn't cut short your writing because of me.
No, I'm finished. Brooke said you offered the Countess anything.
Yes, madam, but she declined all refreshment. Would you like something?
No, thank you. You can go.
Thank you, madam.
Come sit down. It's nice to see you.
Yes, it's nice to see you. It's a bit pleasanter than our last meeting.
Has the insurance people reimbursed you for that piece of sculpture that Sally destroyed?
Yes, they said they're going to send the check.
I'm going to bring some sketches over to you later in the week.
Yes, I know. Brooke said you've been spending more time in your
Oh,
studio.
my work has been going so well.
I am so glad.
And thank you for all your patience. I haven't produced anything in so long.
Oh, that's all right. Quentin and I understood.
Yeah, well, any other dealer would have given up on me, I'm sure.
I doubt that.
But, Elena, you will have to let me postpone my fall exhibit with you.
Yeah, that's all right. We may have to postpone that exhibit entirely.
Well, if you want to put some other exhibits in before mine,
It's
I'd
not
understand.
that.
Is something wrong at the gallery?
Yes, I'm not going to be there for a while.
Well, yes, you told me that you were shutting everything down in August.
I'm going to Europe.
Paris?
Maybe Saint-Maxime for sure.
The Riviera?
Yeah, we have a villa there.
We?
The Count's. It was his. We spent his last summer there together.
Well, won't it be overrun with tourists?
No, I don't think so. They're usually more over the bay in Saint-Tropez.
Well, it sounds like a lovely idea.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice. I may actually extend it beyond August.
You taking Dennis? You not?
I think it's best he stays in Bay City.
What's going on with you two?
Nothing.
Oh, come on, Elena. I know you too well for that.
Dennis and I have decided to end our relationship.
Whose decision was that?
He's fallen in love with someone else.
Who?
Cecile.
Your stepdaughter?
Hmm.
Did she know about your relationship with Dennis?
We tried to keep it from her, but she found out accidentally a few days ago.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's probably for the best. They're the same age. They have more in common.
But you love him.
Yes, I do. But I can't go on loving somebody who doesn't love me.
Oh, Elena. And knowing you, you probably gave him your blessing.
It really was inevitable.
Doesn't make it less painful.
All right. I've tried so hard to be sensible, practical.
I know what you're going through.
It's tearing me apart.